Hello, my name is Adina, and today I'm going to teach you a couple crochet basics. The basic crochet pattern that every crocheter knows is the granny square. It's one of the simpler things to know, and it's one of those things where you can make many items out of. The most popular item is baby blankets, but you can do purses for your little nieces or daughters. You can do like coasters for your coffee tables. You can make little bows for little babies' hairs. I mean, there's tons of things that you can do with a granny square. You're only going to need to know 2 stitches, the double crochet and the slip stitch. And I will show you how to do all that stuff. So let's get on into the video. To start out with a granny square, you're going to need to know how to make a slip knot. To do that, you start out with having a little tail. Pinch it with your thumb and your pointer finger. Wrap it around your 2 fingers. Pinch it. Pull your fingers out. Then you're left with this hoop. Pull the yarn through the back of your hoop. Now you have a loop. You take your new loop and your tail and you pull. And this is your slip knot. It's the basic slip knot. Now, the first stitch you're going to come across is slip stitch. To make the center of the granny square, you got to start with 5 stitches and connect them. So to do a slip stitch, you go behind the yarn, pull it through your loop. Behind the yarn, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get your 5, you need to connect it to where it makes a hoop. To connect it, you take your hook and you shove it through your first stitch that you made. It's the one right by your knot. You will grab your yarn, pull it through. Now you're left with 2 loops on your crochet hook. Take that first loop and pull it through the second one. Now you're left with 1. That is a slip stitch. Now to start with your next round, you're going to start with 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. That is going to count as your first double crochet. To do a double crochet, you will loop it, stick it, pull it. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. Do that again. Loop it, stick it, pull it, 2, 2. Now you have 3 double crochets. So now you're going to do 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do it again, starting with the double crochets. Loop it, stick it, pull it, 2, 2. Loop it, stick it, pull it, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3 slip stitches. You're going to do that until you have 4 sets of double crochets. I got my 4 sets of double crochets and all 4 sets of my slip stitches. Now to connect your row, I like to go this little space right here between these 2 stitches. Just shove your hook right on in there. Grab that yarn and pull it through. You got your 2 loops again. Take the first loop, pull it through the second. So you're left with 1. And do 3 more slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Your first round is complete. And then to do your second round, flip your work over. Like flip it completely over. And now you're left with these 4 holes. That is where you're going to put your next set of stitches. Once again, this starts as your first double crochet. You want to do 2 more. and then 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now where this is a corner, you're going to want to put another set of double crochets in that hole. For a corner, you need 6 double crochets, or 2 sets of them. The only difference is, on the end of this double crochet, you will not put 3 slip stitches. You'll only put 1, like this. Because it is not a corner. See how this is a corner? You need the 3. The 3 slip stitches is what makes the corner. This is just a side, so you only put 1. And then you go to your next hole. And you do your 6 double crochets. 3 doubles, 3 slip stitches, and then 3 more doubles. And once again, this is not a corner, so you only put 1. And you continue around till you get to your other side. Now, you have this cute, adorable little square. You got your little 4 corners, and look, even more little holes. So, after you do your single slip stitch, you want to connect the rows like you did the last time. And then your 3 slip stitches, and you flip it over. Always remember, when you start a new row, you have to flip it over. If not, you're never going to know where you begin, where you end. There's going to be a lot of counting, a lot of math, and who really wants to do a lot of math? So, that's just, flip it over when you get to a new row. And now you're going to start in this little hole. It's not a corner, so you just do your 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And you just do 1 slip stitch. You only do 1 on the edges, 3 in the corner. That's very important to remember. The 3 is what makes the corner. So 3, 1, 3, 3, 3. If that made any sense at all. It kind of confused me a little bit. 1 set of double crochets, 1 slip stitch. 1 set, 3 slip stitches. A whole nother set, 1 slip stitch. Your 1 slip stitches is what makes your holes on the sides. The 3s make the corner. Now, if you're like me and one color is just going to get boring after a while, once you make it all the way around, you can switch colors. Starting out, the easiest way to switch a color, cut your string, tie on the new color. It's that simple. It might not be the prettiest starting out, but I don't want to add too much right now. So in a later video, I'll show how to hide the strings. And you do your 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. And you flip it over because you're starting a new row. And then you start in this hole. That's your 1 double crochet, 2, 3, single slip stitch, and then you just continue and continue and continue until you get it however big that you want it. Once you get it however big that you want it, you have to learn how to take it off. The way you take it off is, say I didn't add the extra color. Say that's as big as I wanted it. You take your scissors, cut your little string. But if you just make a knot, it's going to unravel. Pull that string through your hoop, tighten it, like pull it as tight as you can. And then you tie your little knot. I should have made my string a little bit bigger. And you pull. Now when you're done with that, the way you hide that, take your hook. I'm not sure if you can see that. The tops of your work, I just go in and out of it like that. To where it looks like that. Grab that string and just pull it back through it. And then you cut off the excess. And that is your very own granny square. Look how adorable it is. And if you want to do something different, you make a whole bunch of them and you just sew them together. Make you a good, nice little quilt. You can put a backing on it with material for a baby so they don't like shove their little fingers through it. Because God knows we don't want to risk a baby losing its fingers in a blanket. Whew. So that's the granny square, and I hope this video was very informative for you. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to comment, and I'll see you next time.